Hey y'all, today I was just gonna play through a little bit of Deltarune, try to fight a secret boss. His name is Jevil. And if you've played Deltarune and you've been involved with the community, then you probably know all about this secret boss. I just find these secret bosses to be very fun to play through. This first one, Jevil, I would say he's probably the most difficult one so far. Although to be fair, I've only fought him and Spamton. I find Spamton to be a more fun fight, but this is pretty hard, pretty difficult. This fight with Jevil is pretty difficult. Now, I would compare it to a little bit to like the fight with Sans at Undertale, but Sans, from what I've heard, he's much more difficult than Jevil. But Jevil, this is a pretty tough fight. I would say overall, as far as I can tell, the trick really is. I fought this guy multiple times. It seems like for the most part, if you're doing pirouettes and you're doing the hypnosis move, it'll take about 10 minutes for you to beat him. So it's really, I think, as far as I can tell, this is more a game of like just endurance. Just try to survive, try not to get hit too much, raise your team points, and that will, or your tech points, right? And that will allow Rousey to pull off some heals. The hypnosis is very good because it lowers his attack. That's a huge part of this strategy, right? And you definitely, I would say, want to have a good chunk of like healing items. If you don't have any healing items, this is going to be a much harder fight, right? So those are some things to just keep in mind.
I can do anything.
Now, as the fight progresses, I've noticed that Jevil's attacks will get more complicated, they get a little bit more chaotic, they become more complex. So, as you start the game, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to dodge his attacks. It also helps for you to defend. If you defend, your defense will go up, and that will help you to not die so quickly. You want to have some team heals, buy some dark burgers. Dark burgers are pretty good for this point. It also helps to have the top cake. That top cake is going to help to heal your whole team. Those are some things just to keep in mind. Now, yeah, so really the goal of this little mini game, this little fight, right? You want to tire Jevil out. You want to tire him out, tucker him out. Just endure, take all the hits, or don't dodge all the attacks, right? Just kind of hang in there.
I can do anything.
Something else that'll also help you out throughout this fight, it helps to have some revivements. The revivements, they'll revive your party members all the way to max health. Very good for someone like Susie who has more HP, but it's really just a good item to have just on hand for all of them. There's a chalk diamond, the chocolate diamond, that's really good for Chris. If you give that to Chris, that should heal him up more than it would heal up the other team members. Just some things to help you beat this guy. Now, really, the biggest tip I can give you is just practice. For me, I was trying to record this. It took me about 3 tries. Really what it is practice. And I didn't even get all that great at this. Like, there's a lot of points where like I just get hit, I get bombarded with all of these attacks. And I'm sure many of you could do much better than I could. And it's really just a matter of practice. You'll learn his attacks, just kind of get into a rhythm, get into like knowing how to dodge certain attacks. You don't even really have to dodge all of the attacks perfectly. As long as you dodge most of them, you should probably be okay.
I can do anything.
Another thing that's really cool about this fight, you have this specific theme for him. It's called the World Revolving. Really good boss fight. Very circusy, you know, like sounds like you're at a circus. Very whimsical, right? But it's also like menacing. Just a really good boss fight song. And honestly, there's so many covers of this song. Just a little show of like how good it is. Personally, for me, one of my favorite covers of this song is from this guy called The Second Narrator. He's on YouTube. Would recommend you check him out. But again, just such good music. In fact, I'm probably gonna stop talking at some points of this video so you can just hear it, just so you can hear how good the music is. So funnily enough, I was like talking about this character Jevil, right? And he really plays off this theme of like a chaotic clown. You see that kind of archetype, that kind of chaotic clown in the Joker, in Batman, the Batman series. You see it in Kefka in Final Fantasy VI. It's this clown character that, you know, they're supposed to be funny, but they come off as more menacing and more dangerous than anything, right? But throughout this Deltarune game, a lot of the characters I based off of like playing cards, and so Jevil, you know, it just took me this long to figure this out, right? And I feel really dumb, but Jevil really plays off this idea of the Joker card. You know, you have all your aces, your kings, queens, all that fun stuff. Jevil really is meant to represent the Joker card in a deck of playing cards. Now, towards the end, one of the good signs is that Jevil, he'll appear to be like tuckered out, to be tired, right? And that's a good sign that like you're towards the end of the boss fight. Now, of course, you know, once he does that, it's kind of a fake out. He's like, oh, just kidding, I'm not all that tired. I still got one more good move up my sleeve. And he's still gonna throw a few attacks at you. Still gonna be chaotic, so just be on your toes. But just know at that point, he's kind of on the end of his gas gauge, so to speak, right? It's kind of like the what's it called, the final form of the boss, where they just give their best, they give their all, but of course it comes at a cost, right? Jevil is gonna be tuckered out, and once he's completely tuckered out, you can pacify him with Rousey.
Metamorphosis. Bye-bye. Which one will be?
Now, I would say overall, it's worthwhile to do this boss fight. It's worthwhile to win it, because you'll get an item. You'll get this item called Jevil's Tail, and you know, me personally, I give it to Rousey. It's going to help to boost his magic. It's going to help to boost his defense. But just a really fun boss fight. Would recommend, if you've played this game, do this boss fight. I think it's really fun. I think it's worth doing. Very challenging, and just an overall good time.
Metamorphosis.
And that's how you do it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this video.